Why do you think, I have my own theories, but why do you think America is so disengaged? I mean, we have been at war. I mean, in a year and a half, the Afghanistan war is going to be able to drink.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it can already vote.
I know,
right? It can already vote and register a weapon. It's going to be able to drink soon. Why do you think no one gives a shit?
Well, I think it's a complicated answer, but I'll do my best. I think that, after World War II ended and the men and women who supported that fight came home, you'd be hard-pressed to walk into an American neighborhood and find someone that was not affected in some way by the war. Whether it was at home or on the battlefield, America was like one team, one fight. Everybody had skin in the game in some way. And so when the men and women came home, from a cultural standpoint, there was this welcome home. Because everybody had skin in the game, everybody celebrated the return of our troops and victory in Europe and in Japan. With every successive generation, the percentage of people who have served has dropped considerably. I mean, I saw you wrote an op-ed a couple of years ago about the whole 0.4% of people serve, and that's the truth. I think that the people that enjoy freedom on a day-to-day basis in this country have gotten so far away and so removed from the people that protect it on a day-to-day basis that the gap that exists between the two is almost insurmountable. Yeah. And so you have this huge cultural gap. You have most people that you talk to on a day-to-day basis in this country have never even met someone in uniform. So what happens is, when men and women come back from the longest period of war in our nation's history, they can feel isolated. And they can end up feeling like exiles in their own country because their own countrymen and women don't understand at all what it means to serve something greater than themselves. And so I call it the ice cube effect. Like when you get back from combat, you're like this intact ice cube and everything's great and wonderful, you're meeting your family, but over time that ice cube melts to where you've got nothing left. And so it's like, if you look at it from a training standpoint, the military teaches you to shoot, move, and communicate together. Like that's everything. That's even the words that they use: shoot, move, communicate. And then you go into the battlefield and you fight, bleed, and die together. And then you come home and the exact opposite happens. Like everyone goes their separate ways. There's not a unit responsible for the transition. So we're trained to do business and to fight wars as a collective team, but when we come home, everybody PCSs, or everybody gets out, or retires, or is medically retired, and then they find themselves on their own to where that ice cube melts, and they're in some cabin isolated in the woods. And my own personal theory is there's got to be a direct correlation between that cultural dynamic in this country and elevated suicides among veterans in our community.
For sure.